All right, another short video. Today, I am moving that 1974. It's a 3 or 4, I'm not sure what year, but I think it's a 4 Dodge Charger. Getting it into position by the gate so that it's easy to load up. My neighbor actually gave me this car. He's a body and paint guy. I'm not sure where he got it from, but there is nothing on it. Does have a deck lid, does have doors, does have a hood and fenders and a latch assembly, and that is about it. Other than that, it is completely stripped. I'm never going to do anything with it. I've come to that realization. You know, I had a few ideas. Anyway, it's like corporate blue is the official color or something like that. I thought about making it like a petty clone car just to put in the front yard, you know, put the 43 on it, but make it all like patinaed and stuff. I thought that'd be pretty cool, but I didn't exactly run that by my wife, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna say no anyways. You know, with all the projects I have, the 70's finally home, my 68, got my son's 71, wagon, Charger, Duster, wagon, Charger, and you guys all know Dorothy. Anyway, I'm never gonna touch this car. I'm never gonna get to it, so I gave it away. I gave it to Nightwrencher, who you've seen in the drag race videos. He lives up in the Victorville area, so he's not too far away. I have no idea what he's gonna do with the car, but he has one. He's got a 73, I think. So now he's got a free parts car. It's actually got pretty good sheet metal on it, good floors. And it's just crap from the trees. I gotta pull that seat out. But yeah, you know, even the trunk floor is in good shape. Oh, nice. Looks like a cat drug a rat in here and ate it. Partially ate it. Anyway, pretty rust-free car. Somebody had a wing on it. I don't think that was factory. It's got a little bit of, let's see, damage there. Looks like a patch there. I love 71s and 2s, and to the average guy, he probably can't tell the two cars apart, but to me, huge differences, lots of differences. Might as well go over them since the car's still here, right? The big noticeable thing is the way these quarter extensions come out, kind of flare out. The tail lights, which I don't have on the car, have kind of like a bunch of vertical lines through them. This body line on the 73 and 4 kind of kicks up right here. On the 1s and 2s it doesn't. This body line carries through on the 3s and 4s all the way through the fenders. Wheel well opening up front on these cars is actually larger, it's bigger. Better for road racing, you know, because now you don't have to cut your fender for the tire to kind of sweep in and out. On the, I think the hoods are identical actually. The only differences were, see the vents to the cowl. I kind of think the 73s didn't have the openings, but I could be wrong. The post and that insert that goes here, not all of them had that. The strip models, you know, a lot of these, there's a lot of SEs and 3 and 4 that always got that. The stripper cars didn't have that, and I'm not sure if they had the post or not, but I mean, I like the 71s and 2s, how it comes down at an angle. All right, let's go get the 71 real quick. You can see here how the body line goes straight. It doesn't swoop up or kick up. The quarter panel or quarter extension's different. That one, I think it leaned out more. When you follow this body line, kind of does the opposite of a second gen. So this body line comes high, terminates into the mirror area, and then just below the mirror area, a couple inches lower, that body line goes into the edge of the fender. Let's see, so we got 2 vent sections in 71. Now obviously 71's got the coolest of taillights. Since we're walking this way, here's what I'm going to show you on that body line. So on the 68s, the 9s and 70s, this body line comes down into the scallops on the door, and you can see about 2 inches up here it flows into the fender. So on the 71s and 2s, this body line is on the high side and this body line comes low, so they like switched it. Okay, that looks like that was the difference. So on the 71s and 2s, you know, it's like 2 sets of louvers there. This one's just one large continuous one. I still think it's a cool car, but yeah, it's just not for me. Like I said, it is too far gone. I thought about just throwing some parts into it to make it a drivetrain, you know, and use this for racing in the series, but it's too far away, too much work, too much money, too much time. And I mean, if I had any of those three things, I would rather put them in a different car. So yeah, so it's going away. I'm gonna get the jack. I've got 4x4s under the car so that it's not laying on the ground and rusting away, but I'm gonna set the car on the ground so we don't have 4x4s underneath it rolling around and beating up the car. So I'm just gonna drag it across the ground, position it by the gate, and then start jacking the front up, getting the nose high, so that when Nightwrencher comes to get it, he could just back his trailer under the car, under the front of the car, lower it onto his trailer, winch it up, and hopefully all goes well. This is something else very different about the 73 and 4 Charger versus the 71 and 2. So the 71 and 2 has a suspension like these do, where the upper A-arms are basically attached to the inner fender wells and on top of the frame rails. So the top half of the suspension is basically bolted to the body, whereas the lower control arms are basically attached to the K-frame. On these cars, everything was like a sub-assembly. The upper and lower control arms were attached to the K-frame. The torsion bars did go into the body on these. My buddy Mopar Nut 62 says that they were longer torsion bars, so I think that cross piece is farther back on these cars than the earlier ones. It probably helped with the ride too. But basically, these cars were a really plush ride back in their day. This is almost like the predecessor to what you see in Velaris and Aspens and Diplomats, which had that whole front suspension basically integrated into one thing, you know, one sub-assembly. The difference on those is the torsion bars were also part of that sub-assembly, whereas these torsion bars are conventional like these. He's also had an insulated suspension, so a lot of where the suspension parts attached to the body had like rubber insulators, so they required a ride, they were smoother ride. I imagine the longer torsion bars made for a nicer, plusher ride as well. Before you freak out, what came with that is if you look at the core support on these things, on those cars, on the bottom of the core support, it's thin sheet metal like this, but on these cars, it's practically part of a, it's boxed, it's basically a frame, so it's much beefier. So I could pull with the chain from that area, it's not gonna hurt it. All right, it's getting hot. I'm done, I'm spent. The car's in a good spot. We'll be able to get the trailer right up to the car. So tomorrow I'll start raising it up and getting it ready for the trailer to go under it. Worked out pretty good. I just chained the container and used the come along, dragged the ass over. Oh, is that what happened?
Overloaded the wing.